we got to talk some of the USA Rugby men. And look, I'm a big advocate of being critical about USA Rugby, but look, whenever you do what you're supposed to do, you deserve the celebrations that you deserve, all right? And in this moment, we got to call it for exactly what it is, all right? This is the moment for them because...
Yeah, all I do is win, win, win. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. USA men, we finally got one. We got a big one. We won the series. Yo, if you don't know, this was the Vila International Rugby Trophy Series. USA, Spain, Canada, Brazil, absolutely coming in there and absolutely showing what it is to be a U.S. nation. All right, we took our region back. All right, 42-12, USA over Spain. I'll be honest with you. I'm hyped for it, all right? Because it's been so long since we gotten a really good win. Like a really, really good win off of this one. Shout out Rugby for man of the match, Chris Matina, absolutely killing it down in Spain with the rest of them. Oh, man, even our roster. We had a great, representation on the roster of a little bit of older players, a little bit of younger players. Like, I can't lie. Like, this was one of those things where you can just be like, okay, let me run with this a little bit here. And it was good to be able to see. It looked well coached, a little bit janky at times, but it was well enough coached. Look, whenever you got guys like Dylan Fawcett, you got Nate Brakely, who, credit to him doing his swan song on this one and retiring. Cam Dolan, always a legendary beast with it. Luke White back after God knows how long it's been. Nate Osberger doing his super cut things in the middle as he normally does. And then, of course, you get these newer guys like Siosa Mahoney, David Almoon. It was a good, solid outing. It was nice to absolutely see them dominate. Mind you, it took them a moment to get back into the position that they needed to. They started off a little bit slow, but that's what I'm here for. I'm here for the return back as long as you win where it matters. So while it also sucks that my Brazilians did not do well, they ended up losing to Canada 40-15. But USA, I am liking where Scott Lawerence is taking it, even though I didn't like the fact that we lost I forgot our last game against Chile, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Sometimes it just be like that. And we're looking at a progression over time. And I think that speaks to the real subject of what is it that we do with Scott Lawerence, because Scott Lawerence right now is under the interim label of head coach for USA Rugby, which I don't even understand why. Who are you looking for? Unless Scott Lawerence does not want to be the head coach for USA Rugby, it should be immediately said that he should be the head coach for USA Rugby. Mind you, maybe this is a factor that we're still looking for our CEO, so they can't officially appoint him until we have a CEO. But, I mean, Scott Lawerence doesn't lose. The man was killing it whenever he was at Life University. He killed it whenever he was with Rugby Atlanta, and he is progressively systemizing and structuring a USA men's team that is actually, capable of winning and actually understands the players as well too. I feel like this is what we want, especially as we're getting ready for this next Rugby World Cup cycle, because we got to make up for this missing in this last year. But I think that's what you need. You have to have a guy who understands the country, obviously lives in the country, obviously is capable of understanding what is going on within the country and has significant experience. I think the last time we had that was with Mike out of New York. and it was, took it to an edge. But we increased and evolved. That was a different time. But I want to know what more does he have to do to be able to become the true head coach for USA Rugby. There's nothing more. Mike Tolkien, that's who I was trying to think of. Mike Tolkien before. So it'd be nice after we've had, a South African, then New Zealander, then a South African again, and then, just kind of kicking with the wave of bringing foreign guys. And again, nothing wrong with foreign guys, but you know what? If it's not working to the extent that it should be working, like, let's go back home. Like, it's almost like whenever you're in football, you start, if you have a defensive head coach, the next one should be an offensive head coach. And if you have an offensive one, probably hire another offensive one and then go to a defensive one. But, or go to a mixed one. Like, the key is you need a zig when you zagged before, so that you can actually find that mixture that should really be working inside there. Like, I don't get what more he needs to do, but I'm hoping that it is solely because of the fact that we don't have a CEO officially at this point now. And so it's not time. We got to wait for that to happen so the board can officially ratify. Even though we were able to hire the women's head coach just this last week. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why we're not doing it. Once again, always let me know what your thoughts are on this one. Like, why should Scott Lawerence needs to get this? Like, this dude is that man even posts on social media, like, and he doesn't even seem like the type that would post on social media, but he does, between LinkedIn primarily. But like, at least it's communicative, and he knows it. I mean, I've made my point. I need to know what your guys' thoughts are on this one, because I really don't know what could be more in the conversation than to be able to have a USA coach from the US coaching us, especially in a time where we need to really show out and shift it out. I don't know. But at least on the other side of it, we saw USA increasing in the rankings. They moved from 18 to 17 after the beating for Spain. Spain would drop down to 20. Brazil dropped down to 28 by 2, and Canada up to 21. The only part about this whole thing I don't really understand when it comes to the rankings is that how are we ranked above Uruguay? Like, I don't feel like we should be ranked above Uruguay because they haven't played, and the one games that they did play, like, they played them really well, even though they didn't win. So I know this is a point system, but I don't see it. But I'm glad that we're looking for consistency, and we got at least a series. A great way to end 2023 and to be able to have some hope to see what's going to happen moving forward into the next one, because that's all I really want to be able to see. Can we move on into the next round or not? And if we can't, then now we got our own set of issues and problems for that. But it's hopeful. We got the women's side kicking off. We got the 7 side about to have their side as well too. At least 15s. Let's end the year on top. That's just on me. And yeah. Anybody say I can't, I say I ain't convinced. Ride around in the city, black out the tents.